Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of Cash, your client and cash attraction manifesting system. Another one of my favorite songs. This is me from the Greatest Showman. Used to be ashamed of all your scars. They told her to run away. Then no one loved her. This is one of my favorites because of the power that she has. That there's a place for us. Since we all noticed that we're black sheep yesterday. Everybody's unique, which is brilliant. Hey, Serena. Yeah, the sharpest words want to cut me down. And she's going to drown him out. It's brilliant. I love it. You are brave. You are proof. And you're doing what you came here to do. And this is what 2022 is going to be all about. Look out, here we come. Right? We're marching at the beat of our own drums. No more, I'm not scared to be seen. Who's going to be the first one to do a live video? I love this so much. Seriously. Hey guys, hey Dawn. Hey Jen. Hey Donna. Let me see if I can stop that now. Yeah, how to rock 2022. How to not be afraid of the words, not be afraid of the people, not be afraid of being seen, sharing your gifts, not hiding anymore. Not hiding anymore. Gone are the days where boys don't cry and girls don't climb trees, you know? You know, we have a voice and brilliant gifts to share. So I'm super excited to get into day 3 with you guys. Dawn, yes, look out. I did my 90th. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Yeah. Hey, Jamie. Holy smokes. Congratulations. Yeah, Dawn, you're amazing. Yeah, Dawn is extremely consistent with her lives. Hey, Paige. Excellent. So my first question to you guys is, after the first couple days, what, if anything, was your biggest takeaway? Like, did you have an aha moment? Was there something that you didn't hear before, or did it land differently? The one thing that's so fabulous about this information is that it finds you, really. You know, the books come off the shelf when the student is ready. And I know that you guys have been in my world, most of you, for a long time, but things land differently. You know, we can read a book or see a movie or something like that, and we'll only get part of it. Our brain can only handle so much of it. So hearing this information over and over again, said in different ways, told in different stories, told by different people, or, you know, I like to always, you know, look up people that are talking about the science of it, or the quantum physics of it, or the, you know, some get really, really super, super deep. Someone, I forgot who it was, I forgot who it was yesterday, that said that they do astral travel. I think it was Lisbeth. And I'm a super huge dreamer. You know, do you guys dream a lot? Do you remember your dreams? We all dream. You have to dream. But many people don't remember them. So I have spoken this before, to ask for information in your dreams, because we can ask at any moment for anything. We can ask for anything we want. If it's clarity, if it's help, if it's calm my system. You know, let me get through this situation if you know something's coming up. And Dawn, so do you find that your dreams help you in life? Do you ask questions? Do your dreams come true sometimes? Because I've had some premonitions in my dreams when I'm asking for them, and I'm always asking for them to come in gently, because there was a time when I wasn't even asking anything in my dream, and I believe that I was vibrating so high. I don't know what was going on. I did a lot of journaling that night, and I was burning papers and things like that, which I'm not a big fan of burning things unless it's just like something that you for sure want to get out of your system, that you never want to think about again. Like, be done with it, burn it. But this one night I met one of my ancestors, and I could just tell. I mean, she looked very, you know, standing there, no smile. She was in this rust-colored dress that had like a turtleneck on it. Her hair had like one big poof and then another big poof. So I don't even know, you know, what year it was. I forgot now, but, you know, and then she was just standing there. I wasn't afraid of her though. And she said, so you want this? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I don't need it all at once. You know, like I was very candid with her, and she goes, okay. She said, like, basically your wish is my command, but I hate to have to tell you it's going to come this way. And I woke up right at that last vowel that she had said, scared to death. My whole body was vibrating. I could hear it in my ears. It was almost like I was just crackling. And I'm like, what the heck was that? Of course, it's 3 a.m. No one's up. None of my mentors are up to like save me from whatever's happening. Where did I go? where did I go? You know, so I shut that down, and I was scared to death of that for a long time. Yes, you can have this, but it's going to come at this expense type of thing. And I think that that's what happens a lot of times when we're wanting something. We're afraid we're going to have to give something up. We're afraid someone possibly could get hurt. We're afraid our human brain takes us to the worst case scenarios and then tries to make it even worse for us. Like, you know, let's get, you know, Golden Globes and Emmy Awards for the story that we create that is just the worst case scenario, instead of, oh, well, maybe she meant that I'm going to have to get divorced. Maybe she meant I was going to have to go through a bankruptcy. Maybe she meant all the things that I've gone through, which weren't easy, but it was possible. They were possible, you know, because we all have to go through things to understand where we're going. You know, it's all a journey, and we get the things shown to us, or they show up in our lives when we're ready for them, when we're ready to receive them. You know, a fifth grader isn't ready for algebra yet unless he's a genius. So even if you pop up there and manifest something and like raise your vibration to the point where someone can win the lottery, then they lose it because they can't maintain that vibration. They can't maintain it. They did it, they got it, but then they're like, holy shit, now what? You know, now what's going on? So just another thing to remember when you are manifesting something and then there's like a little cringy fear that comes up. What is the fear that's coming up? Like, you know, what would happen if you were super successful? And, you know, one of my clients was she was afraid to move. She was afraid to go. She was afraid to do the thing that she needed to do. She was just stuck in fear. And as much as I tried to guide her through it and lead her through it, she just couldn't move. She was afraid, and I've heard this from several people, that they're afraid to be too successful. They're afraid to be too successful. So therefore, they're sabotaging their success by not doing anything, by not moving, by just choosing the life that they're at, and they're just going to figure out another way to get there. But we also have to remember that we have baby steps along the way. It's not like all of a sudden your whatever is going to drop into your lap like all at once before you're ready for it, like the lottery winners that end up losing it and they're even worse off after that. You know, doing what we're doing and learning this, we get to enjoy the process. We get to enjoy planting the seeds instead of, you know, dumping the seeds in the ground and then running into the fields, wondering where the crops are. Why are they not growing? Where are they? I've just planted the seeds, you know. Enjoying the process of planting them, enjoying the process of imagining them, enjoying the process of watering them, enjoying the process of one little sprout, you know, of seeing it working. And that's really the true power. The true power is not in the massive manifestation of it. The true power is in you enjoying every moment of it, you knowing what to do, you knowing how to course correct, you knowing how to pivot, you know, and then just getting so excited because we do have that power to create. We can create anything. We can create our way out of things. And so when the final manifestation comes in, you did a lot of work to get there. You did a lot of work, whether it was in your mind, whether it was in your focus, whether it was in your writings, or whether it was actual action steps that you were taking to get there. To remember to be so proud of yourself for the things that you've done, the things that you're doing, where you're going, but not to be upset if you don't see it right away, because we won't see it right away. You know, things do take time to come together, and the timing really is based on whether or not you're ready for it, whether or not it's ready for you. Is it ready to leave this person to come to you? You know, I always see it like as a Jenga puzzle, like, you know, one piece has to be moved, so this person gets theirs, so this person gets theirs, and then the whole piece comes together. We want strong foundations. We don't want homes or manifestations built on sand that will, maybe you could sleep there for a night, maybe, if you're risky, you know, and then it might fall down, you know, have the mudslide down the side of the hill, or maybe it would be sturdy for 2 days, or maybe it would be sturdy for, you know, for a little while. We don't want to have to wonder if it's going to be sturdy enough. We want to know. We want the consistency of knowing I built this strong. My faith is strong. My trust in this process is strong. I know how to get in and get out and create situations. I know the magic of it, and I know how to use it. You know? That's how you rock this manifesting and become a master at manifesting. And it's not all, you know, in the clouds, the woo-woo, the weirdness of it. This is done in every single day life. This is moment to moment we can use this. Moms at home with kids can use it. Single moms can use it. Realtors can use it. Whatever you do, it's for real people, for real solutions, for real challenges, and for magical desires, for things that you were told that maybe you weren't good enough, that you could never achieve, you could never get that thing. Not you. Why not? Why not? You know, we can't let other people's opinions stop us from going after the things that we want. I've seen, my family's been in real estate for a long time, and I have seen so many times growing up in the real estate business with my dad, seen so many times deals falling apart at the closing table because everyone was like white knuckled, you know, and biting their nails and like, is it going to close? Because if it closes, then everyone gets paid whatever, you know, and if it doesn't close, then holy crap, now we're back to our normal situation. Fall apart. And I'm like, I can just see it, like, stop it, you know. Realtors can call in other realtors that are ideal other end of the, you know, buyers or sellers or whatever, the other realtor, that's the second part of the project, of the contract, that works together. I've been in so many different contracts with realtors that just, they're not ideal. They don't line up with me, so therefore the deals would fall apart. That's something huge for realtors, you know, calling in the right ideal clients, photographers, all of us calling in the right ideal clients and partners, the ones that, you know, we really can work together with, ideal partners, whether you have a lot in common or whether you don't, just as long as there's not any chaos in it, there's not friction. The more, you know, there's power in numbers. When you're calling in money too, it's like, that's why in the beginning of this, I bet you guys have never had a business cash and client course taught like this, you know, because this is the foundation of it. You can't just go after it if you're not ready for it. You certainly can, you can get it, but there's going to be a lot missing. And it comes down to, you know, what you want and why you want it. Mainly, you know, for your total peace and fulfillment for yourself, living a life of total freedom, and to know that, you know, if you're going after the money, you've got to have a prosperity mindset. You've got to be thinking prosperous thoughts. It's not looking at bills, you know, and then looking at your bank account and then getting worried about everything, worried about spending, worried about the money, and then you're going after a prosperity, you know, world consciousness, money coming in. It's going to block it because it's not on the same page. Same thing going after a relationship. If you want love in your life, you've got to go after it with loving thoughts, with loving energy, you've got to be the solid one first. It's like nothing else exists except each one of us in our own little container. And how do I want my life to look? How do I want, what's the challenge in it right now? Okay, what am I thinking about that? What beliefs am I thinking to create that challenge? What beliefs am I thinking that are stopping things from coming in? And then in a moment, they can be changed. So many things are from, obviously, when we were little, from the opinions of others, from however our families, you know, or society taught us the way of the world. You know, if there was never enough, then as adults, no matter how much money you have, there will never be enough. It'll come right through and leave your hands. You know, like we were talking about yesterday, the financial thermostat. If there was never enough, then you'll always feel scarcity no matter how much money you have. So it's to fix the feelings first, and then you'll be able to enjoy the abundance so much more because you're already abundant even without it. And that's the true key behind manifesting, is like having it when it's invisible, feeling it when it's invisible, knowing what it feels like, knowing what you would do as that person having it. By the time it comes in, you've already stepped into that version. You've already stepped into that car. You've already stepped into that bank account. How are the people at the bank going to receive you when you are depositing so much money? How is PayPal going to receive you? You know, these are the things that are missed a lot when it comes to manifesting. This is every day for every person, for every challenge, for every situation. And it goes back to our beliefs. You know, were you told that you weren't good enough? You know, were you told that you weren't good at math? Were you told that you weren't a good singer? Are there things still lingering as the adult version of you that a teacher might have told you? Or a parent or a sibling, somebody might have told you, that's still sticking there, that's causing resistance against some of the things that you want. You know, do you have trouble with relationships? Do you feel lonely? Do you feel not loved? Do you feel unlovable? This is a big one too. You know, maybe you came from a big family and you kind of were left out. Maybe you were an only child and your parents were busy working and kind of left out. You know, all of these things come into play, and that becomes more deep and a little bit more, I don't say complicated, but there's just a lot more of all these beliefs because we take in so much, especially as kids, absorb so much situations. We see things, we hear things, we feel things, and then we're trying to live a life with all these things that don't really belong in us anymore. But it all goes back to the beliefs. You know, how do I want my life to look? You know, if something's not gelling in your life right now, if something's not working, it's not to be fixed out there. It's to be fixed in here. It's to figure out, what am I saying about that situation? It's funny that people that want prosperity, many people want it, many people want more, but then they condemn the very thing. They condemn the money. They make fun of the people that have it. They call the rich, you know, names. They want it, but they're condemning the ones that have it. Women that want to lose weight are condemning the skinny girls. Women that want nice handbags are condemning the ones that are buying them. You know, oh, I would never spend that much on that. I could pay my rent for a year. You know, the price of that handbag, she's crazy. You know, whatever the stories are. You can't condemn the thing that you want. It will never stay. You can't condemn a relationship or a friend or someone close to you. Why would you, or someone was condemning you, why would you want to stay? That's an experience I don't want to be a part of. And that's the energy of everything else too. It's the energy of money. It's the energy of clients. So it's just the power that we have is incredible. It's incredible. And once you tap into it and connect to your source, you're unstoppable. And then when you come back to being human a little bit and something happens, you'll know how to deal with it. You know how to get out of it. Not if you want 5 clients and none come in, you'll be okay with that. You'll be okay with that instead of like, what did I do wrong? Now what am I going to do? You know, like thinking all of those negative thoughts. You'll be okay. Money doesn't come in that 1 month. You'll be okay with it because you know that you've set it in stone and the universe is working for you. Is working for you. Always in your best interest if you claim it to be. If you claim it to be in your best interest. There are people that go around saying, why me? Of course me. This always happens to me. Well, we all know what that story is gonna be for them. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, I'm gonna step over here then because I don't want to get hit by your shoe that's gonna drop. I don't want other shoes to drop. You know what I mean? So that's why this has just become a daily. It's a lifestyle. Truly, it's a lifestyle because I work it in every area of my life. Women that walk by cakes or pizzas and say, I can just look at that and gain weight. The body's like, here you go. How much do you want to wake up? How much heavier do you want to wake up in the morning? Not even getting the enjoyment of eating it. They're gaining weight just because they said it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So when I started my photography business, I had no idea what I was doing. So therefore I had no expectations. I just did it. I just started. I just showed up every day. I started out of my own home, so it was pretty easy to do. But I kept saying, like, all I'm doing is showing up and it's working. But I had no goals written down. I had no idea the amount of money that I even wanted to make or create. So therefore, there was no expectation. Once you've seen something come in or once you see other people, then all of a sudden we start putting these expectations on. Well, yeah, that would be kind of fun, having a big month like that, or I see them doing it, so then I want to do it. And then we put expectations on, well, how am I going to have this done? And, you know, I'm expecting this, so if I want 50 and only 10 came in, then, so we muddy the waters by all of those things. And this is a very interesting point when I started, because it was so squeaky clean. I was like, okay, show me what to do. I don't know what to do. And I was just guided and led because there was nothing more than the day that I was working in. You know, I was scheduling for the next day, but really that's about it. And I was taking risks. I was doing things that other people weren't doing. I was putting some money into nicer sets. And people thought I was crazy, but no one else was going to do it. Not that I wanted anyone else to do it, but it was one of my signature sets that I bought. I had a woman in town make me, it was a fairy set, and I had a woman in town make me hand handmade little leotards for the girls. They were little fairies that we were gonna do a woodland fairy shoot, that's where I made $40,000 in one weekend, and then $20,000 in another. A few months later, when I did like a winter fairy shoot or whatever, I made $20,000 because it was so unique and original, and it was so well done. I didn't cheapen anything. We worked on weekends, so that's how you can separate yourself from other people. Also, do things a little bit different. You'll always be provided for. If you take the risk of paying for something, you'll be rewarded for that. You will be rewarded for that, whether it comes out of that or something else. I truly, honest to God, believe that, because I've seen that happen over and over and over again in my life. When you let money breathe and you allow money to go out, even if you don't have that much of it, you will be rewarded because you're trusting that more is coming, and you'll be rewarded 10x, 50x, 100 times more, especially if you put the intention into it when you're spending it. Creativity will come, clients will come, or just random checks in the mailbox will come, So just to keep remembering that that's the life we live in. That's reality. That's reality. Not what we see with our five senses. This is the illusion, or this is what's been created from yesterday. This is what's been created from months past. So if something's going on and you've been working on this and something's going on that you're not quite happy with, it also could be just residual energy from the past, and we can change it in this very moment. One thing my father taught me is to work when people aren't working. So we were always in his office on Sundays. We were always working on holidays. He did a lot of mailers for his business, and he wanted to be, so no mail on Christmas, no mail on Christmas Day, whatever. And really, so since no one's really working on the holidays, he would be the only piece of mail in people's mailboxes, and he made more money on those holidays because no one else was working. So he completely got rid of the competition by doing something that the competition, they were sleeping or partying or whatever they were doing. Doesn't matter. I mean, they have the freedom to do that, but that was one of his things. And I've heard that even now. So we're the week after Christmas, and people were like, well, no one's going to buy after Christmas. No one's going to show up to videos after Christmas. No one's going to want to participate online in programs. They've got family in town. They're busy. Look at this. I've got 59 people in this group, and there were 50 views on the videos. So they're active. There were 20 when I first opened the doors 3 days ago, and now there are 59 and active. So it's not true. It's not true. We don't know. And this is one of the things that, because I'm sure if you hear people speaking, it's become very sensitive to me when anybody tries to tell me something limiting. Nobody's going to, do you really know that for sure? Do we know everybody? Do we know everybody's schedule? Do we know? We know. We don't. We never know. Even if you're in a room of 50 people, you don't know all their situations. So never assume for other people. Don't assume whether they're going to buy or not buy. Don't assume whether just because you're in this town, you're not going to be able to find the person that you want to have a relationship with that has everything on your list. We just can't assume things like that, because we create whatever we want. We create how we want it to be, but we've got to believe it, and we've got to trust it, and we've got to do it. We've got to do the action steps around it as well. I'm already starting on my rant, huh? Let's see. Dawn has adventurous dreams. I love that. Dawn, I'm tapped in, unstoppable. Yes. The more I give, the more I receive. Yeah. Yep. Another thing, going back to the real estate, these are just some stories that I want to share no matter what business you're in. It's just, these are my experiences. I had a client one time who could never sell her homes. They never made money on homes. That's supposed to be one of the biggest investments that we partake in. And they've always lost their homes to foreclosures or to, I don't know, just weird deals and stuff like that. I couldn't even wrap my head around some of the stories that she was telling me. But she had this home that she was ready to sell. All the homes on the block were selling except hers. Hers was newer, hers was nicer. All of them were selling except hers. And she's done so many different things. Well, maybe if you put the piano in the living room, maybe if you switch this to that, or, you know, change the kitchen or paint it blue or paint it white, or, I mean, like, she's done it all. And I'm just like, it's not moving the piano. It's not painting the walls. It's not doing any of those things. It's energetic. 100% your belief system and 100% energetic. And immediately something came to me and I was like, oh, interesting. I go, if you do this one thing that I tell you to do, I guarantee, which I don't normally guarantee, but I felt so strongly about that. I guarantee it will sell within 24 hours. You'll have a contract on it within 24 hours for whatever you want, cash offer, easy close. Easy close. So that's how we set things up, you know? And because that's what she wanted. So I told her to do this one thing about her beliefs and stuff like that and all these other homes. And something she said triggered me to get this information to her. She did it. I didn't know if she was going to do it or not. She did it, called me, and said that she got a contract on the house the next day. That's the magic. So her real life situation that she's blaming on or wondering why me, you know, that doesn't help, being in the victim mode of it. You know, it doesn't help. So I don't know, I've just seen so much. It's just been really, really, really interesting. Like I look for them now, look for the wins and look for the seeds, look for the sprouts, look to see, you know, what else do I want? Because once you get the things that you want, you're going to want other things as well. You know, you're going to keep growing. Your things will keep evolving. So that's, oh, I even have down here, like when I take my car into the shop, I hated it. I hated the way that the people treated me when I would take my car into the dealership. And I just had to re-script it, you know? And you should have seen how they treated me. It's just like a little bit of magic, I guess. But why not live a nice life? Like, why not like be able just to wake up in the morning and say magical things, these magical words. Good things are coming to me. Good things are always coming to me. Good things are always flowing to me. More and more and more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And actually feel it and believe good things are coming to you. When I was doing live videos a long time ago, now since I can manifest everything, you guys hear my stories, I needed to manifest my way out of doing live videos. That's one thing that I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't like this avenue. You know, we were talking about this. I know a lot of you guys don't either. I don't like this avenue. This is what I was saying when I first started. I'll do anything, but if there's a way that I can get out of doing live videos, show me. And I tried posting videos, like doing them first. It still was awkward for me because I didn't want to be seen like that. You know, I just didn't want to be seen. I tried the videos, I tried posts, I tried getting my message across in emails and things like that, and it didn't work. Like, it didn't feel right. So then I'm like, okay, so if I have to do the videos, like if I have to do the live videos, then I made it known that, you know, you're going to help me get better at them. You're going to help me enjoy them. You're going to help take away the anxiety and the nervousness that I had around it, you know, and then I just kept doing it. I just kept trying it, you know, and then slowly and surely I got better and better at it, and I don't mind them anymore. They're not my favorite, but for something like this, I don't mind it at all, but I'm not on every single day. I would never participate in a 365-day live challenge ever. That's just me though, you know, good for those that actually can do it. That gives you practice. All of this it's a skill. So all of this is practice. So I was thinking about that, you know, the live videos, it was my path to least resistance, not no resistance. Like the universe wasn't going to say, okay, you're the only one exempt from doing live videos, so you can just sit there and whatever, and then we'll just hand things to you. I could have done that. I tried that with videos and posts and things like that. I bet it would have taken a lot longer because it wasn't reaching and it wasn't landing with people like live videos do. You need to see, people need to get your energy, and this is a great way of doing it. They need to see your vibe. They need to see when you mess up, or you know, if you have an accent, or what your mannerisms are like, your stories, things like that. I understand now how important they are. And it was my path of least resistance. It was a faster way of getting there. We're always trying to accelerate our way. We're always trying to amplify and accelerate the things that we want. And the live video, to me, universe is like, you can do it that way. It'll just take you a lot longer. You can hide and it'll take you a lot longer, or you can just do it this way. And it's still going to be a little bit awkward, but it'll get you there faster. You'll make better connections this way, because you can connect with me better like this than just a post that I do. you know? One of my main intentions ever since I started my photography business, after I found out I could do it alone, you know, without knowing without knowing anything, not even that I had any gifts, without knowing how to do anything and not support, my main intention way back then was I've got to show other women how to do this. I have got to show other women, not photography, but I've got to show them that they do have gifts and more than one, and how to monetize it. No matter if maybe they are bankrolled, but maybe they just want their own money. Maybe they want their own set of skills, because a lot of times women get lost and then feel, I think, a little left out because if the kids are grown, or, you know, they lose themselves in the whole game of life, in the husband, the kids, the home, everything that they're doing. A lot of them lose themselves. They lose their identity. They don't know what they like anymore. They don't know what their bliss is anymore. Things that they want to do, they may not have to do because they're being supported. So I know a lot of women too who are being supported, who wanted to do things that we're doing, or they wanted to do the t-shirt line, but there was really no push for them to do it because they had the money. There was no real drive. They didn't have to do it, you know, and not that we have to do this, but that's just what I found, that sometimes being pushed out of the nest is the fastest way to fly. And 2022 is a great time to decide whether you're going to fly and trust, or whether you're going to still hang on, wondering if you're going to be caught, wondering if there is magic on the other side. And if you've been hanging on in the same situation for any length of time, months, years, if you're still in the same position, still wondering, I encourage you to let go and trust, because the universe and God is on the other side going, we have all that you have. All of your desires are here. We know it's fantastic. Just come over and join us and get them. Come over and join us. But you cannot experience it unless you let go, unless you trust, unless you do the thing. Does that make sense? I've noticed a lot of women also thinking and feeling that they're alone. They're alone in the way that they feel. They're alone in going through certain things, situations, whether they're, you know, vulnerable situations, whether they're quote unquote embarrassing situations, whether they are unhappy situations. And a lot of women are suffering alone. And that was one thing one thing I wanted to help with when I first came online, is to help bring peace to women and connection and community, to let you know that you're never alone. You have your angel support, but you also have a lot of us that have gone through the same thing. I feel like on my contract it said, I'd like to experience everything so I can go on and say, oh yeah, yep, bankruptcy, foreclosure, lots of money, yep, no money, yep, this car, that car, you know, husband, like, I feel like I had to experience so many different things so I could say, yep, you're not alone. I was there. You know, when my car was repossessed, my first Escalade was repossessed. My daughter was home sick from school and she was at my studio with me. And all of a sudden this guy comes in, the repo man, blows the doors open, yelling, like screaming, I'm here to get the car, where are the keys, you know, this and that, whatever. And I'm like, holy shit, like right in front of my daughter. So we're out there in the parking lot unloading it. I just filled it up with gas and undoing the vanity plate, and she's collecting everything. She was like 6 at the time, or 7, you know? And we stood there as he drove it out of the parking lot on the tow truck. And we stood there and I was just like, holy shit, like that happened so fast. And she looked at me and she's like, can we still go to the mall? And I'm like, yeah, let me call grandpa. You know, like I had another car coming in because I knew eventually that was going to happen. And someone kept turning me in, and not like I was hiding it, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it in my neighborhood because it was a gated community I lived in. So yeah, someone close to me just turned me in wherever I was at. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, it's just stuff like that. Just stuff like that. Yeah, Mom of the Year award, right, for that one. Or just a good story to tell you guys. So it was my intention. I did not like how that car left. I did not like that at all. And so it was my intention as soon as I could to get another Escalade. One that I wanted and one in my name perfectly, And it happened not too long after that. I don't want to learn through pain anymore. I'm ready to learn through fun and pleasure. That's a great command. Claim that. Yeah. We, as humans, we don't want pain. Money brings pain. Relationships so many things bring us pain. And we sometimes just we move towards pleasure, but instead of experiencing true bliss and true pleasure, we just don't want pain. So we stay neutral. Just as long as I'm okay, here, as long as I'm not gonna feel the pain. If I have too much pleasure, what does that mean? There could be disappointments, which equal pain. If I have too much, people might want things from me. It might be an unknown circumstance, and then we think in our own mind that it's gonna bring us pain. And we stay away from it. We don't wanna be disappointed. The pain is part of the growth. It doesn't have to be as painful though. It doesn't have to be as painful. When you're able to stand strong in your own truth, the circumstances should not affect you as much as they normally would, because you understand how to deal with them. You understand that you can change them or see the lesson in it, or why am I learning this right now? And then just choose a different thought, choose a different way of looking at something. And I always say that every single circumstance, no matter what we go through, is just neutral until we name it and claim it. If I'm going to name it and claim it embarrassing, if I'm going to name it and claim it painful, if I'm going to name it and claim it that, now obviously our nervous system gets involved, and our emotions get involved. So 100% we feel it. I'm not saying that at all. I've had my share of it, but not to allow your human to sit there for too long, to find pleasure in something, to take care of you, to love you. I mean, the more self-love that you have for you, that's the name of the game. Loving yourself first, honoring yourself first, putting the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on anybody else. Because if you're doing everything for everybody else, you're not doing it for yourself. Guaranteeing it, that you could, if you're one that is always apologizing for something, always saying I'm sorry, would be one that I bet is doing a lot for other people. A people pleaser. To be liked, this goes back into the tribes though. These are animalistic behaviors and patterns that go way back to, if I don't show up for this person, if I don't do this, we instinctively need our tribe, need our group, because they needed it back then for safety. They needed it for survival. They needed it. If you're out of the tribe, you're not going to survive in the wild. So we, on an underlying level, we need community. We need to be liked. We want to be liked and accepted, because if we're not accepted, there comes the pain again. There comes the fear. There comes the, oh gosh, now what if I'm not accepted? But that's not the truth anymore. That's not, you don't have to accept that anymore. Also, again, what you want in someone is how they're going to show up for you. We attract who we are. So if we're attracting things, if we're attracting people into our lives that are going to let us down, then there's somewhere in us that we're letting ourselves down, or that we're accepting that behavior, or that we're afraid to commit to someone or something because we're afraid of a judgment from the past, or we're afraid of a controlling mother, or we're afraid of something. So if there's a pattern with people or clients or things that doesn't add up, that's not what you want, there's just something inside that needs to be recognized and be like, okay, great, thank you very much. I'm going to choose that pattern. I'm going to choose a different belief. I'm going to choose to, be this for me first. Where are my values and boundaries in certain situations? And then I call those people in, the right ones, the ideal clients. I mean, it's, it sounds like a lot, but like every day we're like thinking and zigging and zagging. Oh gosh. This is where my heart comes into it, is that like You were born here out of love. You were born perfect. You were born worthy. You were, and to get you here, to all the people that would have to come together, the hundreds and hundreds of people that would have to find each other to bring your soul here, should tell you enough that it's like 1 in a million. You know, you were here for a reason. And you're here to be loved, and you're here to find your joy, and you're here to shine. You're here to shine your light as bright as you can, and not be afraid. I mean, fear will come up, but that's okay. Fear doesn't have to run the show. The little girl in you doesn't have to run the show. There's always going to be some fear. There's fear. The wealthy have fear. Everybody has fear, but they do it anyways. That's the difference. The successful do it anyways. Let's see. I heard this from Wayne Dyer too. He had a good analogy with an orange. And this is, you know, when you squeeze an orange, I don't know if you guys have heard this, when you squeeze an orange, what comes out of it? Lemon juice? Apple juice? Like orange juice, right? Just you squeeze it, orange juice comes out of it. Whatever's inside of it comes out of it. And he had mentioned that like when we're squeezed in life, when the pressure comes and we're being squeezed by anybody, by life, by circumstances, whatever comes out of us is what's inside of us. If we rage or condemn or whatever we do, or if we understand, if we accept, if we surrender, whatever is inside of us comes out when we're squeezed. So I really loved that analogy. Loving yourself is first. And monitoring your beliefs is so important from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. It's like you're at a buffet table at a fancy hotel, and there's not food there, but there's beliefs. Which ones are you going to choose? If you know beliefs create your future, which beliefs off that table are you going to choose? You wouldn't choose ones that are going to harm you. You would not choose ones that are going to cause you pain. Just like we don't choose foods that we're allergic to or that make us sick. We don't do that on purpose. But we do it in our mind all the time. So it's to catch your beliefs. It's to catch them and change them and just be aware of them. Prosperous thoughts, loving thoughts, choosing your empowering thoughts, not disempowering. But we're human. So it's just something to think about. So I'm super excited. I've got another couple of days for you. I want to celebrate some of my clients. So I did some interviews with them, and so they can share with you like their journey, their wins, the things that they experienced before they were with me and learning this information and how they used it in their lives and the things that they were getting. Shonda is in the group. All of them are in the group. Shonda is in the group, and we worked on, I think she said a $50,000 month she wanted before she was moving, and $60,000 came in for her that month, her biggest month, just by calling it in. She wanted free furniture. She got free furniture, and then she got more free furniture, like designer furniture. So it's like the universe amplifies what you want. You know, she got some regular furniture, but then all of a sudden, the next few weeks, she got like designer furniture, all for free, because she spoke it. Caroline had her mortgage paid for. Her mortgage was paid off. She had more monetary wins. I talked to her yesterday. More monetary wins. She got a car. And the one thing that was beautiful is that she found happiness. It gave her a sense of peace and more happiness, this information. So it's not always about the money. It's truly about the peace and, you know, and fulfillment and happiness. And these tools and skills will get you there. I can promise that. These are laws that we have at our fingertips to use at any moment of every day. And I'm super excited to announce one of my brand new manifesting programs. It is called your 2022 vision, your vision that you get to create, your vision. It's a 5-week live program, just like this. I'll be live twice a week in the group. There will be work to do for you so you can create your vision. You can connect to your source. We're going to do a lot of visualizations so we can go deep and get detailed and connect your heart and your mind. I'm going to show you how to connect to the void. The one thing that I did, that I had that $30,000 week, or it came in 14 days, and I didn't really do much. I connected to the void, and I'm going to show you guys that. It was an extremely powerful, powerful meditation that I did. So I'm going to take you through a lot of these really super powerful techniques that I've done that are easy, and then also there will be accountability because there'll be work to do, and then you post in the group, and then we're all there for you. You're not alone. You're not alone, but this is your head start to create what you want in 2022 with ease and have fun doing it. And then also know whatever challenges you're going through, then we re-script that out. I want to help you with that. I want to help you shift some things from the past if they're still lingering in you. Energy's lingering, or patterns that need to be broken, but you don't know how to break them. So it's real tools for real people, for real situations, for real results. But then sprinkled with magic. So that is going to start on the 11th, January 11th for 5 weeks. It is on pre-sale right now, just for the next couple days for $888. But I also have a weekly payment plan of $222 for 5 weeks. So that's special. You paid off your mortgage? Oh, congratulations. We were talking about that last year, I think. Good for you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh gosh, congratulations. Yeah, I want to hear your guys' wins. Like, I want to know like your big manifestations, so post them in the group or post them on this thread. But anyways, I'm going to be back tomorrow. If you have any questions on that program, then message me. If you have not booked your call yet for your cash activation, then I'm going to send that link also to you. That's just a 15-minute call. If you want to talk about blocks and things, we can certainly do that too. If you just want the activation, let's do that. Whatever. I'm super chill. I'm super easy. I'm flexible. And I welcome you all to the program. It's going to be the only manifesting program that you'll need. It is. I can assure you of that. I will be there for 5 weeks, walking you through everything I know, and more will come up. I can't wait. So enjoy your day. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye.